This is Marty Stewart with SeminarSecrets.com. You can hear the complete version of this big seminar interview by going to www.SeminarSecrets.com.
You are on the Big Seminar Preview Series. Again, tonight we got a great call with a good friend of mine, Randy Charach, and Randy is someone that I met quite some time ago, and he's one of our speakers at our next big seminar coming up very, very soon in Los Angeles. And we're going to have a great event at that seminar. We've got a great lineup of speakers. Randy is certainly one of them. We'll hear more about Randy tonight on this call, but we have people like Marlon Sanders, people like John Reese. Now, I just want to point out something about John Reese because it was kind of funny. Now, I met John at a seminar. Many people, some of you know that, some of you don't know that, but I met John at a seminar, I don't know, several years ago. We got a chance to become close friends. We had a lot in common. We talk a lot about marketing strategies and things of that nature. But, John Reese doesn't really speak at seminars. He really doesn't care to be there. It took me a 3-hour call with him just to convince him to come to the seminar. So, again, John's going to be there. As many of you know, John, he just released a product that did over $1 million in 24 hours. He's going to talk about that product. He's also going to talk about how to generate traffic. He's going to be part of our traffic think tank that we're going to have at this seminar. We're also going to be talking with, at the seminar, we're going to be talking with people like Alex Mondosian, a good friend of mine, one of my business partners and with Audio Generator, and, we share a platinum club together. And Alex is going to talk about something that he just never talks about. He just never had the opportunity, and I convinced him to talk about it at this event, and that's teleseminars. You're on one right now. There's a certain method to everything in order to get you here onto this conference call, and we utilize many of the same techniques that Alex promotes. Alex has a specific system in monetizing a teleseminar from every possible combination of things, and they all add up to a huge income just from teleseminars. He's done this for huge people like Mark Victor Hansen, who wrote the Chicken Soup for the Soul books. Anthony Robbins, they did a call. I mean, there is just a huge number of people that he's starting to do this with, more and more people as we go. He just did one with Brian Tracy. And teleseminars are a huge part of our business. And as your business grows, it will be a huge part of your business as well, too. And Alex is going to give all the details about that. We're going to be talking with Carl Valetti, who's an ad copywriter who's written for some of the major people like Gary Halbert and Jay Abraham. We're going to be talking with Stephen Pierce, again, one of the few people on the Internet that I would literally call a marketing genius. I've just seen him do it time and time again. Release a product, bring in 6 figures over the course of 3 days, and when a person does that, and I'm not saying that you're going to, after you listen to Stephen, that you're going to be able to do that, but what I'm telling you is this, is that Stephen knows what he's talking about. When a person can do that kind of numbers, there's something that they know that I want to know, and Stephen's very open with his information. He's going to tell you how he did that. We're going to be talking with J.J. Childers. He's going to be talking about protecting the income that you create through your Internet business, which is also extremely important, because it's always not how much you make, it's usually how much you keep with your structure of your business, and in which some minor changes it can make a huge difference in your net profits when it comes to your business. So we're going to be talking with J.J. Childers. We're going to be talking with many other people, Jim Edwards, Mike Stewart, Paul Culligan, and all these people. Declan Dunn, I mean, is another legend in the Internet business, and all these people are coming there for one reason, that is to teach you for 3 days how to do it. Now, tonight, at the end of this call, I'm going to be introducing to you something that is really not done, and if it has been ever done before, it's always been a charge to it. I'm going to show you how to get a $1,000 product absolutely free. It's really simple, and it's simple for you to do, and I'm going to explain that all to you at the end of this conference call. But right now, what I would like to do is I'd like to introduce you to a friend of mine that I met where? At a seminar. That's where I met him. We got a chance to know each other. Paul's puts on his events in Canada, and I've spoken at his events. He's spoken at our event previously before, actually our first couple seminars, and he's coming back. Just things change so much, and he's always thinking of different ways to do business, and he is doing things that other people aren't doing. combining internet, online, and offline, things of that nature. And we'll talk about more about that as we get on. But the person I'm talking about his name is Randy Charach. So, Randy, I'd like to welcome you to the conference call this evening.
Hey, Armand, pleasure to be here. Thank you. And, boy, it looks like a great lineup. I'm excited. I didn't know Declan was making it out.
Declan is making it out.
Awesome. Wow, what a treat. And, John and all these other guys, it's going to be great. I miss it. It's been a little while. I've as you said, things happen in a year, and I don't know where the last year went, but for me, I just was so productive, really built my business, and really just didn't have, other than family, didn't have time to do much else. And I'm going to share what I've been up to, of course.
Now, let's talk about this, because some of the people on this conference call know you and are familiar with how you got started on the net, and then a lot of the people don't know you as well too.
Right.
So let's kind of go back about how you got started, what you did previously, and let's talk about what you're doing right now.
Okay. Well, going back only 3 years ago, I believe that's when, was that about when we met, Armand?
I think it was about 3 years ago.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And actually, it was even a little bit less than that. Maybe 2.5. But 3 years ago, though, is when I first was exposed to even the idea of marketing on the internet. So I can't really use the whole kind of newbie type story anymore. That's probably worn off now, because in internet time, 3 years is quite a bit. I think that makes me close to a veteran now.
Yeah, I think that makes you like 50 or 60.
Yeah, in internet years.
In internet years.
So the thing is, when I first stumbled onto this, and I did stumble onto it, I was on a Mac, and it's funny that it goes full circle. We're just today we've actually been switching our offices back to Macs. We'll still keep some PCs, but I was really new. I didn't. I had to get a friend to show me email, that kind of stuff. Like really didn't know what was going on. But I did have a background in marketing, and I didn't really understand or know how close I was to this marketing world, because I was very single-mindedly focused on marketing myself as an entertainer. So for those of you who don't know, I was a magician, comedy magician, mind reader for 20 years professionally, basically from 1981, when I graduated from high school here in Vancouver, Canada, for the next 20 years, right up to about 2001. And that does bring us back to 3 years ago. So I performed professionally as an entertainer, and in the 80s I got into doing motivational speeches and really got out there. And the way I was able to be quite successful as an entertainer was through marketing. But again, I didn't really realize that at the time, that I was using these marketing principles that existed in a very similar form, one way or another, among the whole marketing world. Like, I didn't know who a lot of the big marketers are now. I mean, I didn't even recognize their names, let alone know what they were writing about. But somehow I found my way to do very well as an entertainer. And when I say do very well, as a non-celebrity entertainer, I had made over $1 million. Now, if you think about, over 20 years, that's not that great. But I made several areas, several times during like the last few years is when I really kind of jumped into income, into the six-figure yearly income. And anyway, kind of unheard of for the average magician. And I did quite well. So what I thought was, just towards that sort of 20-year anniversary, I was thinking, I'm kind of tired of this now. I don't think that I'm really getting my kicks from this anymore, despite, a decent income, that sort of thing. And by the way, in addition to performing, I also made a lot of money in other associated businesses, associated like an entertainment agency and a toy company that was specifically for corporate Christmas parties, which tied into my corporate entertainment that I was doing at Christmas time. So anyway, I did well in those areas as well. I mean, each one of those created six-figure income. So despite that, after this time, I was looking for new opportunities, new things to do. And I thought, I've always wanted to write a book, especially since I got into the motivational field, and that made sense. But I'm not going to write just another book about magic, about tricks. I'm not so much of an innovator as I am as a performer, presenter of I created my own routines, but not really a magic creator. So there wasn't really anything great that I could add to that community and offer to them by way of new tricks. But I did understand that I had this marketing knowledge. So what I did is I decided I'm going to write a book. And there was a big problem that I didn't know how to write. I mean, I know how to write, but it's worse than my doctor's writing when it's in a prescription. And typing, I still struggle away at, with, hecking away at it. So I found some software that I used way back, and I haven't used this stuff actually lately in the last couple of years. And it was Dragon Naturally Speaking, and I don't know if that's still the cool way to go. But it worked for me then. And I basically locked myself in my office with this for 1 week, and I hammered out, out of my mind of this marketing stuff, a 500-page book. I spent the next few months editing and learning how to market it, and that's when I came across the Internet as a way to put this book out. I decided, hey, I'm going to do this as an e-book instead of a physical book because I can, and that sounds like way easier and more lucrative and more fun. And I'm going to try marketing this on the Internet initially. And it's funny that pretty much that's all I ever ended up doing was marketing it on the Internet. And here's the bottom line on that. I ended up selling over 500 copies of this $197 e-book called Secrets of a Millionaire Magician. So I registered the name millionairemagician.com, and I put this book together. And now I went from not knowing anything about computers to getting a PC, hiring a college guy for $15 an hour to come in with me for a couple months and show me how to use Dreamweaver to put together a website. And then I bought everybody's courses, Marlin's and Corey's and just Yannick's and whatever was hot, whatever I get my hand on. Probably bought some of your software back then, and Armand, and I just sort of fiddled around with everything and just immersed myself in it. And well, that's why I was able to be successful so quickly. So from there, that goes right back to a couple years ago where I met Armand in Las Vegas at Carl Galetti's event, and then I met Armand and all these other people who opened this whole world to me of Internet marketing. Had I not gone to that seminar, I wouldn't be on the phone right now, and things wouldn't just be as absolutely awesome in my life as they are. They'd probably still be pretty good, but I never really dreamed that things would be going this well. And how well is it going? Well, so in my first few months, I did, 6 figures. In my first 5 months, I did 6 figures. Now, if I were to do 6 figures in a single month, that would be a bad month for me. And that's how quickly my business has grown. There's many months.
Now, let's just kind of repeat the process a little bit for people, because I just want to make sure people understand the process that you went through now. Obviously, Randy didn't come from a technical background. Technical, yes, but not in the computer sense.
Sleight of hand, not sleight of cyber waves.
Exactly. So he didn't come from a technical background. He went ahead and he wrote his book, but again, his problem was that he didn't know how to type. He didn't type very well. So what he did is he bought a program called Dragon Naturally Speaking, which, I still recommend to this day. It's a great product, great to use. The way it works is very simple, is you load up this program, and as you talk, it types what you talk. And it's very simple. It's very easy to use. Anyone can do it. Again, it's Dragon Naturally Speaking, and it works out really, really well. So he didn't even write his product in the normal sense of the word. He actually just simply talked into this program. It typed out his book for him. He edited it slightly, and then created a website, put it online, and then during the next course of the next 5 months, he simply did exactly what all these books, all this advice had instructed him to do. He just followed it. And it comes down to one basic principle, and I tell people one of the things that helped me become successful on the Internet in a relatively short period of time was I had to actually sell out, meaning I had to admit to myself first that I didn't know anything about Internet marketing. I mean, when you consider all the various methods and means that are out there as far as marketing on the Internet, I still don't know a whole lot. But
well, I have to disagree with you on that one. I think you know a lot.
Well, I know more than
I
know more than maybe the average person, but
You're
you know, in the whole gamut of things, I mean, I still don't know everything, and I doubt I ever will. Things always change, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. And you know, but what Randy did is he simply applied learned the techniques, and then he took action on them, and that's how he brought his business up. And again, in that first 5-month span, over 6 figures in 5 months. Now, I'm sure many of you on this call would like to be able to do the same things. Now, if you look and you analyze what Randy has done, that's the basics of it right there. And
yeah, sorry,
go ahead.
it is the basics. And let me give you the Cole's note on the important part of that, and then let's move on to what I'm doing now, because it's way more exciting. And for some people, they may sort of go, oh, well, I kind of want to go the route Randy went, and that would be a good starting point. Some people might look and see what I'm doing now and be ready to do that, or a combination, or it just, and if nothing else, it'll give you an example, an idea of how a business can grow from basically from nothing. Well, first of all, I am the type of person, I'm a perfectionist. That's not a great thing. I belabor over details and points, and I mean, that's good at times, but again, not a great thing. The 5-month success, there was, 5 months prior to that, preparing, learning, and before I launched. So yes, it was an overnight success in the sense that the day that my book was launched, we sold, I don't know how many, like 50 or something like that day. And we sold a couple hundred the first week, and and I'll tell you how that happened. But there was some stuff figuring out before that. Okay, now here's the bottom line and the important stuff. First of all, I broke through something that would stop some people in their tracks, and that is, how am I going to get this stuff into a format that can sell? So I found some software. Hey, let's fast track to now. Now when I create products, I speak into a tape recorder, and then I hand it to, I only have a couple employees. I don't want to give the impression I have a big, staff here. I don't think I'd ever want one, but I hand it to one of my employees, and usually Sylvia, and I say, here, I just need to transcribe. So that's how I do it now. It's just a lot quicker for me. I can do it anywhere. I don't have to sit in front of the computer, which I don't enjoy, by the way, and I don't do that much anymore, sitting in front of the computer. I've delegated most of my stuff that requires, administration in front of the computer. So even creating products. So there you go. I can just speak into a recorder for a week this way, on vacation or wherever I want. Here's a new book, then take it out. I could even have someone edit it, but I usually do that, but I don't think I will from now on. Anyway, point is, it wasn't something that was going to stop me from creating my product. Your product doesn't have to be a book, of course, an ebook or whatever. It can be. Armand's a master. He'll tell you about different products you can create. So create a product no matter what. And, you can create a product very quickly in real time by recording, and that's it, period. That's your product. Now, maybe it won't be great. Maybe it's not something you can sell for more than $10, but just get going. And that's what I decided to do ultimately, and now I'm even more of that mind, and I'll talk about that in a moment. Then, now, how am I going to accept payment? Well, I went to clickbank.com because it's quick. For $50, I'm ready to go in 10 minutes and whip up a site, put up the link, and you're ready to go. Like, right now, if I want to, and I do want to, it's just not a priority right now. I have maybe 20 or so projects that I'd like to launch, and here's the irony, is that I could launch most of them in an hour, or two. I could whip up a quick site, literally whip up a product and hook an order link up and drive some traffic, using pay-per-click, and I'm ready to go. Some people will sort of just never do that, but dream about that. But you could do that real quick, and the point is, again, in this first one, is, yeah, it took me several months. It doesn't need to, especially with the information that's out there now for you. Seminar and all the different training, and people are coming out with more and more.
You have just listened to a portion of this Big Seminar interview. To get the complete version, simply go to www.seminarsecrets.com. Find out how you can attend the next Internet Marketing Big Seminar. And for a very special offer you can't refuse, visit www.seminarsecrets.com.